Hey, what's up everyone? My name's Trent. I'm an account executive in software sales, and the reason I make these videos daily is to help you become a better salesperson, to help you find your dream job in sales, and to help you find success in your own life sooner rather than later. That's what it's all about, right? The reason I'm making this video today is to talk about my own experience getting a job in software sales as an SDR directly out of college with absolutely no experience. I'm also gonna talk about how you can find your dream job in SDR, some of the tips, tricks, and strategies that I encourage you to use. I help with the hiring process in my own company, so I can't necessarily get you hired here at my company, but I can share industry secrets that will help you get hired anywhere. It fires me up when you guys reach out to me on LinkedIn. I get so many messages saying, Trent, I'm gonna start as an SDR soon, I'm gonna start as an SDR soon. And I think a lot of you guys could use this advice I'm gonna share today. So make sure to stick around with me to the end of the video. If you're gonna stick with me, make sure to subscribe below if you haven't already, guys. It really helps the channel. Would appreciate if you leave a like as well. And I have a lot of great sales content coming out daily for you guys. Who's producing content daily like this, right? If you're interested in determining, is SDR the position you really want? That's usually the entry-level role in software sales, SDR, BDR, sales development representative. Check out this recent video I made that was really popular talking about exactly what an SDR does, why it's so important, and what my day-to-day looks like, guys. Let's get into it. I'm gonna quickly tell my own personal story and then get into some of the industry secrets you can use to find your job as an SDR, BDR, or just crack into tech in general. A lot of people are interested in tech nowadays. It's a lot different than financial services and consulting. There's a lot more flexibility. It's a knowledge industry. It pays really well. It's lucrative. Typically great company cultures and work environments. So it's a really exciting time to get into tech. It's also future-proof because all the innovation, I'm not gonna say all the innovation, but a lot of the innovation is surrounding tech. So if you get in tech, get at a fast-growing company, those skills will always be in demand, especially as sales. The purpose of sales is to produce revenue for organizations, whether you're in tech, software, pet care, agriculture, whatever you're doing, sales will always be important. So sales is a fantastic place to start your career, especially as an SDR, BDR. And that was my thinking. I really lucked into getting into tech sales. It really wasn't my intention. In college, I went to Ohio University. I was misguided. I drank a lot on the weekends. I partied. And I wasn't that smart academically. I mean, I finished with a 3.5. I got pretty lucky. But I didn't really try too hard. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to make money, I wanted to do sales, and I wanted to move to a city. Fortunately for me, I was a part of a sales organization in college that had a career fair. I walked into senior year with no internship experience, no great credentials, no great academic success. So I was thinking, okay, I'm not that impressive of a candidate. There's a lot of people with college degrees, and a lot of you guys may be facing that challenge of how do I differentiate myself as a candidate? So how did I differentiate myself as a candidate? So I was fortunately involved in student organizations, which did help me, but I was in this sales organization. We had a career fair. I looked at all the companies prior to going to it that were out of state. I knew I wanted to leave the great state of Ohio. I don't like the cold. That's why I moved to Texas. I saw a couple companies, and then Qualtrics popped off the page. It said they had openings in Utah and Texas, and I thought, that looks interesting. Didn't even know what industry they're in. I didn't even know what they did. I eventually did about 8 interviews, and fortunately got an offer at Qualtrics. It's actually been the best decision of my life. When I first joined, we were at 1,800 employees. We're now at about 4,000. It's fast growing. I really lucked out. And I think it came as a byproduct of me seeking out my own luck. I made my own luck. I tried to put myself in the best position. I showed up to the interview. I prepped, I researched, and I'm gonna talk about some of those tips and tricks you can do similar to what I did. Guys, it's all about your attitude. It's all about your outlook, and it's all about showing these recruiters that you have potential. And if you check those boxes that you meet their cultural requirements and potential, and that's what I did, you'll get an offer, you'll get hired, and you'll have endless options. Now I'm gonna talk about exactly what you can do to differentiate yourself and actually find a job as an SDR or in sales and crack into tech sales or any industry. This is universal. Step 1, if you're seeking out a new role, especially in tech, go to LinkedIn. If you don't have a LinkedIn, you need a LinkedIn. A lot of people reach out to me on LinkedIn that don't have many connections or followers. that is a problem. That will be a problem as you go forward. You want people to know you. You want people to know your name. You want to be actively contributing and posting. So make sure you're on your LinkedIn. Make sure you're reaching out to people. Make sure you're putting out content. Don't just be passive. Don't just sit in the back of the bus, guys. Go to the front of the bus. Try and drive the bus. And that looks like producing content. But step number one, guys, and that was a little side tangent. Step number one to finding a job in tech is to figure out within your existing network, and that's why it's important to put yourself out there, within your existing network, who do you know that's at a company you'd like to work for? That's step number one. Reach out to them, find your credible people. Perhaps they can give you a recommendation and they can share with you other promising tech companies. Step number two, identify where you want to live at. If you're at a place you don't love, move. It's very simple, move. Of course, it's going to be tough leaving your family. It's going to be tough going to a new place. It's going to be tough going somewhere where you don't know people. But trust me, moving will be the best decision you can make. And oftentimes, the only way you'll justify a move is if you have a great job waiting for you. Figure out geographically where you want to live. That's the first thing you want to do. I didn't do that. That was a mistake. So if it's California, Seattle, Texas, Florida, figure out your area. Once you figure out your area, like Austin, Texas, Denver, Colorado, go research who are the top companies in that area in tech. Go figure out who are the top venture funded companies. Go figure out the top companies with offices that are hiring, that have the most revenue. Just go figure out interesting companies you want to look for in tech. That's the first thing. Compile a list of 5 to 10 companies. That's step number one. A lot of step number ones here. The next step in this process is once you know where you want to live, once you have an idea of these companies, go on to LinkedIn. It's no secret. Go on to LinkedIn and reach out to people like myself who are SDRs and account executives, people in the roles that you want to go do at that given company. It's very simple. Reach out to them and say, hey, really impressed by your background. I'd love to do what you're doing. You mind sharing with me a couple sentences on your experience working at XYZ? Do you have any tips on how I can get hired? Those employees oftentimes will get compensated for referring someone to get hired. So they want to help you. Also, side note, recruiters are compensated based on getting people hired. So they want to see you get hired. Just know that they have your success in mind. Reach out to these employees at these companies and try and network your way in. Talk to sales managers. This is something I did not do, but if I were to leave my company and go search for a new job, this is the first thing I would do, guys. Believe me, this works. Based on those conversations, that will then give you more leverage because you'll have expertise that the other candidates will not have. So therefore, you'll be differentiated. And when you show up to these interviews, because eventually you'll apply, eventually you'll get recommended, eventually you'll talk to the people who make the decisions to hire you, you say, yeah, I'm really interested in this company. I talked to Johnny, I talked to Billy, I talked to Sue, and they told me these are the areas that are most important, and this is how I'm uniquely qualified to come in and add value. That's why you want to talk to those people, and also they can help you. Another thing to do before these interviews, a lot of you guys are looking to get in SDR jobs. For the companies you're interviewing for, go to their website, figure out what they do, how they make money, and what are their company values. Go learn those values because oftentimes in those interviews, when I interview people, I need to determine if they're a good fit for our culture. Go figure out what are the cultural values of the company you're interested in and make your answers. Don't just answer based on your past experiences. Loop your past experiences in alignment with those values and how you embody them every day. And you will just position yourself so much better than the other candidates, believe me. Let's see. Those were all the tips I had, guys. I took a lot of time. I thought about these. I think this is thorough, and I really do believe if you follow that recipe, reach out to people you know first, figure out where you want to live, identify the companies, research the companies, reach out to people in the companies, start applying. You will put yourself in the best position to get hired, even if you don't have any experience. Like me, I had absolutely no experience, no fancy internships, no fancy degrees, and I still got hired at a great company, guys. It's not hard. It is hard. It is hard. You just have to go make it happen. So believe in yourself, no self-doubt, and you absolutely have what it takes to make it happen. Thanks so much for watching this video. I really hope it was helpful. I had someone comment on one of my recent videos and they said, hey Trent, you say the word guys a lot. I like to say the word guys because I like to talk to you guys. I tried to limit it in this video, but I couldn't help myself. It definitely came out a couple times, guys. You know what I'm talking about. Let me know how else I can help in the comments. I always love hearing from you guys in the comments and LinkedIn about ideas that you want me to talk about, things you want me to help with. I'm here to help. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, hit me up on LinkedIn, and we'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.